Okay, looks like we don't have anything on the agenda today, so this may be a short meeting, but just in case anybody has anything, I'm going to link the doc and we can wait a couple minutes. But if there's nothing, that's also fine. How's everybody doing?
Doing good this morning.
Good to hear. Glad to see thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some questions. I am working on this thing here, which is a little bit painful. Let me just put it in chat. On the meeting notes. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna put something on my screen if you don't mind.
Yeah. Actually, real quick before we get started on that then, hey folks, welcome to the Sig-Testing meeting. We currently don't have a lot on the agenda right now. Please feel free to link it in the same meeting notes you used to join here, if you have anything you want to discuss. Also, if anybody is new here and would like to unmute themselves and introduce for a little bit, feel free to.
Hi, I'm new. My name is Max. I work for Microsoft on AKS, just doing my toe in Sig-Testing and just listening in. So, hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Max.
Thank you.
Cool. If there's anybody else, please feel free to also, but otherwise, I think we can go ahead with the thing you were bringing up.
All right, cool. I'll give it another minute and then I'll get started. I can't share my screen, by the way, so if you could just pull that pull request up on the screen.
Yes, sorry. Let me grab it and do that.
Oh, it would be good to have the test info guy here. I forgot his name. What's the
Talking
name
about
of the test info guy?
Ben or somebody else?
Not Ben.
Uh,
There was a guy working on the test library that was made for external users. He's been sitting in on the meeting recently.
oh, I think we may have had a couple people who were there's Vladimir, I think,
I think that was
possibly.
the guy. Yes, Brady.
Okay, sorry, one moment. Don't want to share the entire meeting screen. Okay, this one.
All right, so if you go to files change real quick, and then expand the lines above the diff on this file. One more time, yeah, that's it. One more time. So I'm interested in that job right above it, that node E2E continuity, right? Is there a doc somewhere that kind of talks about how Keepkin's E2E works? It's a bit voodoo and quite tricky to work with. I guess that's my first question.
That is a good question. I have not really worked with Cubekins, so I can't say.
Only problem is most jobs in KK are styled like that, which is not how modern prod jobs look like. It's kind of the problem. So I heard something about Bootstrap and pod details. I read something about that, but that's one piece of the puzzle. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Wait, yeah. Do you know if this is currently using Bootstrap? And that's like
that one is. The second one isn't. The green is the new thing that I've been working on, which is
right.
I need to do a copy of that, but run it in this new AKS cluster and run node tests on EC2. I've made good progress on that, but this thing is also doing stuff that it's not quite clear. Like, yeah.
I'm not sure about the Kubekins image for Bootstrap. You probably already know it's like extremely deprecated. But
Yeah.
I think that means there should be a migration guide. I just don't remember exactly where. Somebody had a guide on like moving things off of Bootstrap and onto more modern like way of running. I don't know if that has anything about Kubekins specifically, but it may have some stuff for like replacing that a little bit more reasonably. Like I expect there should be some other images that are usable instead.
My next question is, you see after line 70, right? There's a ton of flags being passed to a program somewhere.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Because normally, when you check out KK, there is a make file that passes to the stuff, right? Which makes it very easy for someone to check out the repository and run these tests, right? But the CI does it differently, and that gap isn't well known.
Yeah, that one I'm not sure on. If anybody else also has any knowledge in this, please
Ben
feel
would be
free.
around, but he's not.
Yeah.
I can ask some other people. Oh, we need to start.
I think that's also worth asking in like the channel. Because like I think Ben sometimes can attend this meeting, but not always. But he's usually pretty active on taking a look on Slack. So there may also be some other folks that know who are not like here at the moment.
Okay. Yeah,
I may see what I can dig
on
up
the
as
second
well.
part, but focuses on getting the jobs to go green, which doesn't address my questions. But these are quite annoying to kind of work out what's going on.
Yeah, that seems fair.
It's called Kubekin, K-I-N, Cube, K-I-N.
Yeah, you're referring to like the Kubekins image here, right?
Yeah, that image, yeah. So I looked at the Docker file for that image. There's no entry points.
Hi, sorry, I was on the mobile and I couldn't reply. What is the sad problem that you're having?
No, it's a question of like that image, right? I'm interested in after line 70, right? There's a ton of flags being passed to something. What is that thing?
Okay, but that's why Michelle was saying that's the old format that used some bootstrap script that was doing some magic, and we shouldn't be using that. There is another way of running these jobs that, I mean, it's in the testing. I need to look for it, and I can give you better guidance. That's not here.
Okay.
So don't try to understand those flags. That's the too long. Don't read.
No, right now I'm working on the one underneath here. I've made some good progress on that. It looks like more like a modern projects. There is
So the ones that has decorate true, right? Okay, that's the ones that we need to use. Decorate true, that have the runner and that allows you to do the things, because the other one, everything is magic, and that's why it's deprecated. And nobody, I don't think that a lot of people that was there when that thing was
okay, yeah, that's
created.
right. I'm not planning on doing it like that one. New jobs that I'm introducing will look like the green one here.
Yeah. And with this new format, are you blocked too or not?
Can you say that again?
If you are blocked using the new format too.
I'm not blocked. I just want to understand what's this thing doing.
Okay, so go to the test infra repo and look for the image name, and you have the image there, and you can start to do archaeology on, this calls this other script that calls other script that calls other script, but import another script in another place. But it's in test infra. At least you have it in one place.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, and if not, you just ask in the channel. I mean, Benjamin or other people, that we can jump into that. But yeah, the images are in the testing for repo. Kubernetes/testing.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you.
Antonio, do you happen to know if the Kubekins image is also part of the Bootstrap deprecation, or is that separate? Like is the KubeCon image still intended to be used or not? I know that it has like fairly recent updates, but
Wow, that's no. I know that. I think that the Qkins is the way to go, right? But I cannot be sure. I what I do is just if with the rest of the things.
okay,
But I
cool.
think because what is the other one? I mean, this is only Qkins, right? The other one is the one that Benjamin and I have for kind. That is the key RTE thing.
Yeah, I looked through Kubekins. It makes sense. I use a similar version to Nknative, right? It's very straightforward in what it does. The thing that I was very confused about earlier is like if you look at the Kubekins Docker file, a lot of programs get pulled in there, including those scenario Python files. Most of the programs
Oh.
make sense, right?
Yeah, but that's the bootstrap dot thing that.
PY, yeah, I saw that guy. But yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, I think that makes sense. All right. I'll see what I can find for like the Bootstrap migration guide just in case. But yeah, I think if anything isn't answered by that, talking in the channel should be good. Actually, yeah, that might be the thing everybody linked in chat. Thanks, folks. All right. Is there anything else currently on the agenda? I lost my window briefly. Okay, I think this might be it. So also, hey Derek, welcome. Glad to see you here.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Derek.
So I read a little bit of the description in the SIG doc. I was wondering, can I get a little rundown of what these meetings typically go over?
Yeah, so usually folks will bring agenda items if there's anything to discuss in particular. So that varies heavily. Sometimes we also have like just generally useful announcements for the SIG, either from like just stuff that it concerns like all the SIGs or like many of the SIGs, or just some stuff that might be useful to know about. Stuff like hey, QCon is coming up, or like I am losing examples right now, but like yeah, you help bring stuff from like the leads meetings or whatnot. But yeah, it runs pretty loosely in just like whatever folks want to bring up or ask about. In terms of how new folks get started, I think the usual one is there, or if there's anything that you're interested in tackling, there's usually some good first issues or help wanted things listed in the test infra directory, or other places as well. If there's anything in particular that you're interested in looking at, I think pinging this Slack channel just to have like some written record is good, and folks are pretty happy to help out there.
Okay, and are these tests for all of the SIG groups? Like the written unit tests are just supposed to be, I guess, like manual like testing to see if like the tests implemented work.
I think usually Sig-Testing is more concerned about the framework and the infrastructure for running those. So that's stuff like the EDA framework or Prow and Test Grid, for instance, for the like running and viewing historical results of jobs. For the actual like test implementation and like making sure that things are well unit tested, well integration tested, et cetera, I think those are usually left to individual SIGs or like different areas. But like for helping enable those across the board, I think that Sig-Testing is a good place.
Oh, okay.
Eric, another place that you might find interesting is the SIG-Node CI meeting. If you want to know about general test failures and which ones are broken and how can you get involved in fixing them, that helps you learn a lot about the infrastructure too.
Okay, cool. I'll check that out.
And yeah, again, feel free to like take a look at the repo. Feel free to ask folks on Slack. I think people are generally pretty helpful on just like pointing in the right direction as well.
Cool, thanks.
All right. I think with that, we're at the end of the agenda. So if there's any extremely last minute things, please feel free to bring it up.
I wanted to say one more thing, that Signode CI might be the most interesting actually because of the scope of the problems that they encounter. It's more than just Signode, like what's happening with the node aspect of the project. The Signode CI, they go through bug triaging of a very wide variety of things. So it's quite worth checking out. I don't have a link handy right now to tell you when that meeting is. I can try to find one. That's all.
Okay, is it listed in the doc?
Not in this doc. I would like, there's not a, it's a meeting and I got it on the schedule. I'll try to ping you something via Slack or something. I don't know what I'll do. Somebody know how to get that data to Derek?
Is that Signode or a different Sig?
It's in Signode, but it's just focusing on the CI, which is usually looking at test failures and triaging various tickets.
Thanks, I'll look for that.
I think if it's linked in the meeting notes for this meeting, that like our meeting notes are accessible, so it should be look upable later.
All right, I found the notes. I'll post them in the meeting notes here.
Sounds good. Well, I think with that, we are probably good. So thanks, everybody. Glad to see some new faces. Please, again, if you have any questions, ask around on the Slack channel. And yeah, other than that, have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks,
ya.
Todd.